that final segment of the episode with Blitztalker and his creator, aka God, basically, that was probably one of the most fascinating moments I have seen in recent memory. That entire scene, the best way to summarize it is like this. Blitz is the main character in any series that has bad shit happen to him. When characters are written, obviously when they're written, they have to go through hardships. There has to be sadness, drama. And the creator, they do these things to these characters because it makes the story interesting. It makes it to where the readers or watchers want to continue the series. And when Blitztalker's creator was talking about this, she was just doing it to make it interesting, she wasn't lying, because that's what many find interesting when we watch a series. For instance, take for an example Tokyo Ghoul. Kaneki and his cycle of tragedy and sadness. Berserk, Guts' sadness of what he lost and what he's still trying to fight for, and he can also never get back. There's so many things from different series when it comes to sadness or hardships that they have to go through that it makes the story compelling. You can actually just enjoy it more because the characters feel more real. They're falling from grace. And in this case, Blitz is kind of like the character standing up to his god and is like, I want to defy fate. That's exactly what that scene represented. Every heinous thing, anything that's ever happened to a character in any manga, any anime, no matter what it is, everything horrible that has happened is thanks to the creator. And he is like a character that's representing all the others in countless other series that have been through living hell. When he stands up and talks to his god, he's like, why do you do this? He wants to know. He is facing his destiny. It's like he wants to defy it. He wants to know why his life was put in this, like, living hell. Why he had to be written like this. And so it made for a very fascinating scene, because you have so many characters in other manga. I've even discussed this, like, what would happen if Guts was to come to our world? What would happen if, like, some of these characters that went through some shit were to come to our world? What would they do to their creator? And I feel like Blitz is like a good, perfect summary of those characters. If they were to have a logical conversation with the creator, how would they react? What would they say? And I just truly love that scene. It's a very fascinating scene that I have to say, I just want to commend recreators and the entire team that worked on the episode, because it was just a wonderful moment, and probably hands down one of the best episodes of the series because of that scene, but also all of the build up to the fight for this episode. So let's talk about a little bit more about the ending scene, and then I'll talk about the action stuff. So the ending scene, getting more in depth with it, I like how Blitz's creator doesn't try to sugarcoat anything and try to lie to him, because think about it like this, okay? You are a writer. You make a character. For instance, let's say you're the creator of Blitz, okay? You have made this character, or any character, in any form of literature, okay? You made this character, and that would mean, since you wrote this character, you wrote their lines, you did everything for this character, you designed them, that would mean that you're basically their parent. You know their insides and outs. You know what they're good at, what they're not good at. You know what they would say in any given moment, which that's what we saw in the ending sequence of this episode. And you also know how they would react to certain things you say. And in this case, with the creator of Blitz talking to him, and basically saying his lines, saying what he would want to say, but also saying why she did these things for entertainment purposes, she could have easily have manipulated him, which, like I said, this is what's fascinating about the segment. Since she is technically the creator, she would know what she could say probably to manipulate him, to make him join her. And in a way, she still did manipulate him, because she brought back his daughter. However, she could have probably have done countless things. She could have probably said some certain things to make it to where he probably joined her, because since she created him, she would know his weaknesses, what she could say to get him on her side. But she didn't do that. She didn't lie to him. She was just straight up with him, didn't try to deny what she did or the reason why she did things. She's like, yeah, maybe I'm messed up and all that, but I did it because I did it for entertainment purposes. It's interesting. And she didn't need to say that. She could have said something else to buy time, but she said that regardless because she wanted to tell him the truth. She had enough respect to say the truth. So that's cool. I like how she didn't try to manipulate him to the point of where she was playing mind games since she knows, but she actually did manipulate him by bringing back his daughter, but it was in a good way. So very cool stuff. I like that. I really find that very cool how she brought, you know, his daughter back, and now she is going to be in the series, and now, since his very reason to why he wanted to destroy the world, he now has a reason to save the world, because his daughter is there. However, I do not think he's the type of character to probably betray Altair. I don't think he's the type of person. And the reason why is because the very reason we saw a couple episodes back to why he wanted to help her in the first place. He wanted the world destroyed. And the reason why is because he had nothing. He didn't care about anything. You know, everything was already ruined in his life, in his story, and then this story's already fucked up, and he sees, you know, this girl that's living a very fucked up life similar to how his daughter was, so he's like, fuck it, you know, I don't want her to be by herself, live alone and all that, so, you know, he was helping out Altair. And so, since Altair is so similar to his daughter, I just don't think he is someone to either flop sides or want to put harm to Altair. I could see him trying to do something to where he can help out both sides. He seems like more of the middleman than anything else, so we'll see where that goes. Anyways, just props to the creator of Blitz. That took a lot of balls. I know she's a girl, but still, it took a lot of balls of steel, to be able to stand up against her creation and actually take a bullet by him. That's fucking crazy. That's legit crazy, but I like his character, and I like, you know, the creator as well. It reminds me of something most likely would happen if Guts was to meet Kentaro. That's exactly what I get from that scene. If Guts was to meet Kentaro, I feel like there would be some very similar exchanges. For instance, Kentaro would probably say Guts' lines, what he would say, and Guts would be like, what the fuck, you're in my mind, or whatever, you know what I'm gonna say. I just feel like the entire combo would be very similar. I mean, a little bit of differences here and there, but I feel like it'd be very similar, because Guts would probably want some answers of why he had to live through hell his entire life, and I feel like he would probably slash at Kentaro to try to kill the man, but Kentaro would try to do a way to where Guts would be happy, for instance, bringing back everyone that died. Anyways, though, besides that, let's talk about the action sequence of the episode. So, a lot of this episode was what we've been waiting for weeks now, and I mean, when you think about it, we have had a lot of breaks with Recreators. Recreators has been off and on constantly for the past month, for 2 months now. We've had it to where there's an episode coming out, and then an episode's not coming out, then a recap episode, no episode that week, and then we have a build-up episode, and then another build-up episode, and then like we had a break or whatever. So basically, Recreators has been off and on recently with breaks, to recaps, to build-up episodes, and I could see where much of the viewership of the series might have dropped thanks to all of these weeks that it's been absent. I could definitely see that, and I can definitely see many just dropping this series because they were just tired of waiting. I mean, honestly, if I didn't like Recreators, and I didn't care about the story or the characters or what I've been seeing, I probably would have dropped it. No joke, I would have. But it's a good series. It's a very good series, and that's why I've stuck with it. But I can understand why many might not come back and watch it for a while because of all the breaks it's had. It definitely has some pacing issues. Not in terms of the actual writing of the series or the story, but it has pacing issues with production, because the production has been so slow, the episodes haven't been coming out on a weekly basis, that it's probably made it to where many fans have just lost interest, or they don't know when the episode's going to come out, or they're just going to wait until the series is done and then binge watch it, one or the other. So I could definitely see that being a problem, and why many might not watch the series right now because of all of these breaks. However, thanks to all of this build-up, this episode was fucking fantastic. It was a phenomenal episode. I mean, just so many things in this episode had me fanboying, and I was just like, holy shit, this is what I've been waiting to see. I mean, look, I know action's not the greatest thing in series. I've said that many times. However, I do like some action, and I do like action that's been properly built up and all that, and that's exactly what this is. It's been built up, and all of these characters fighting. It's kind of like a big battle royale with characters from different universes, which that is what's going on, and they're just competing. You'd think some characters would be underpowered, some would be overpowered, and that's what you see happening. I mean, when you see the main villain of a series fighting the main protag, but the protag is on the villain side, that makes it so interesting. When you see that going on, you see the fangirls are fangirling in the episode. That's what we would do. Let's just be legit. Like, if this series was to actually take characters from other series we know of, like, for instance, Saber from Fate Stay Night, Guts from, Berserk, to, Madoka from, Madoka Magica, a Persona character, if they would have took real characters and put them in this series, for a fact people would be fangasming out the ass. Just imagine Saber meeting Guts. I mean, imagine that, or Guts meeting Madoka. I mean, it would blow your mind. And when you see that, I can understand why a lot of these characters or people watching would be fangirling or fanboying, because it's like, it's their dream anime. It's the dream series that many want to see. And also, they're unaware that them watching it is affecting the entire outcome of the story. So when you see these battles going on, people are getting fascinated and they're wanting to know what's going to happen next, or entertained. I like how this fits with real life. And what Altair did to Celestia in this episode was something that broke the fourth wall, or broke even more walls than normal, because it broke the fourth wall technically in the universe, and it broke the fourth wall in our world. And this is what I'm getting at. When Celestia basically got wrecked, like she couldn't fight back anymore, basically Altair grabbed her. It's like, I could make you drop out right now, but I'm not gonna do it, because the audience, they don't want that. And that implies to both of us. For instance, both audiences, the actual watchers, us, and the watchers in the Recreators universe. And I'm like, oh shit, she just like talked to us. She was literally speaking to us, and basically saying us, the viewer, wouldn't like it if like the main female was just dropped out of the battle that quickly. Many of us would be disappointed and be like, what the fuck? But at the same time though, I do like what she was hinting at when she said that she currently doesn't have the power or the means to get out of the birdcage. That made me start thinking. Think about it like this, okay? Think about a series with any protagonist and antagonist, and you agree more with the antagonist, the villain, than the protag. Just think about that for a second. There is probably many series out there that you can think that. For instance, you agree with the line of thinking of the villain than the actual hero. And when you look at Altair as a character, what she's doing this in the result of, thanks to what happened to her creator. She's kind of getting vengeance in a way. And it's kind of fucked up what happened to her, how she was created, how lonely of an existence she is, and what happened to her creator too. And the way she is fighting, or what she's fighting for, it might connect with a lot of viewers. And I could see a lot of, viewers in the audience, in the actual verse, looking at Altair when that's revealed, as she reveals it, and wanting Altair not to lose. Many might support her. I mean, there's many people in communities and fandoms and different series that support the villain side over the good guy side. That's a thing. That legit is a thing. Many are like, I want the villain to win. I want the villain to win. Even if the villain destroys the entire universe, I want the villain to win. There's communities like this. And I could definitely see that playing a big part in Altair, since we know she can get a bunch of powers from all different places. What if the audience sides with her? If the audience sides with her, remember, they're unaware that this is real life that's happening in their verse right now. So what if they side with her because of her backstory, and then they help her out? Give her a power-up, and then she goes ham and starts killing everybody. Think about it like that. That definitely could be a potential possibility. People feeling for the villain and then giving her more strength because of it. That is definitely something I can see. I can also see the audience killing off characters too, wanting to support characters getting killed off, because when you watch a series or read a series, think about it like this. There's sometimes when you're watching or reading a series, you want a character to die for either character development or impact. And think about what the ending segment of this episode was about. Death for the sake of making the story interesting. That's kind of what was happening there. For instance, the reason why Blitztalker's daughter died was to make the story fascinating, interesting, get the viewers to continue reading or watching. And I could see that happening to one of these characters, that the audience wants one of them to die or something, and it supports it, and they just gone. So I could see something very fucked up happening thanks to some of the rules of how this works. We don't know how everything completely works yet. I mean, there's some things that are still left to the unknown. But for now, though, I feel like the audience is going to probably fuck over everyone before everything is said and done. But yeah, that's about it when it comes to this episode. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.